Welcome to Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting, where laid-back conversations come to life. I'm Will.
And I'm Ryan, and we're inviting you to join us as we unwind and explore the essence of life in each episode.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting podcast. This is me, Will, and I'm just sitting here on the porch, not doing a whole lot. I'm kind of scared to do this by myself. Maybe Ryan will join it. Ryan!
Well, I'm right here. I've been sitting on my own version of the porch.
It's like you're here with me. I can hear you.
Yes, I'm cozied up at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Did you know that the Fred Shuttlesworth International Airport is named after Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, who is the founding president of the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights? Did you know that, Will?
The Alabama what?
Movement for Human Rights.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. So we're just enjoying ourselves here.
Yeah. So, did you get a new microphone?
It probably sounds pretty bad because, it's Apple provided microphones that I'm utilizing this evening.
Well, if Apple would, sponsor us at sapspodcast@gmail.com, then maybe we would get better equipment for this.
Do I actually sound okay or no?
No, I mean, you sound like I'm talking to you on the phone on an Apple product.
Oh, man. That's why I put my headphones in, because I wanted a better experience.
Oh, no, I mean, it sounds like you're on the phone. I mean, it sounds just like when we talk to people when you're here with me. But, yeah, hey, what's going on? What are you doing in Alabama?
Well, it's I buy dollar store flights.
Yeah?
And so, this flight left Tennessee this morning, my first flight at 8 o'clock, and I flew to Charlotte, North Carolina. And instead of flying straight to Dallas from either Tri-Cities Airport or Charlotte, they gave me a transfer through Birmingham.
And how long is your layover?
This one is 5 hours.
Okay. Not great, but not terrible.
No, but I kind of feel like I'm back to where I was because, when you leave Tennessee, you have to go east to Charlotte. And then I went west to Birmingham, which is almost directly south
So
of where I started.
You could have just stayed longer in Tennessee and just drove straight down, right?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the airport. What's around you? Is it like Tyler Pounds or is it like Love Field? Actually,
I'm getting a lot of Love Field vibes here.
Okay.
Lots of good restaurants, pretty new facility. Yeah, it's nice.
Is it you said it's an international airport?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm guessing.
Oh, no, it's probably not.
So
you look outside and those planes are going half the speed of smell.
Yeah. Well, I've only had one problem here. They called my name out over the speaker system, and I got a little anxious because I'm an anxious traveler.
Yeah.
So I want everything to go right.
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing.
Calling me down.
The worst thing is when you go through security and they pull you to the side.
Yeah.
And you're like, I followed the rules. I did the 311 or whatever it is.
Yeah. And, especially if you have to go outside of security for a problem. So they called me to the baggage claim facility, and I'm like, did you mess with my bags, American? But crisis averted. They don't have transfers here a lot.
Yeah.
So they just took all the bags off the plane and sent them to baggage claim, including mine.
They're like, people usually fly here, not to here to get to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you didn't like spill anything as you went through security, did you?
No. I was totally good.
Well, you telling that reminds me of when I went to Germany when I was with the TJC band, and we were in the Frankfurt airport on our way back. And I was hungry, and so they had a McDonald's, and I really, really liked the McDonald's over in Europe. Plus, it was cheap, and I was in college, so, whatever. Anyway, so I had to go past a security checkpoint, not through security. I went past it, and I got my McDonald's food or whatever, and I'm coming back through, and I've got to go through this security checkpoint. And it's not like it's like basically a hallway or something. It's not like an entrance or an exit to the airport. So it was kind of weird. So I had to put all of my stuff onto the conveyor belt in the bucket and send it through, and I had to go through the metal detector or whatever. And when my bucket came through, my drink had spilled all in that bucket. And I'm surprised they even let me take it through, considering the liquid rules they have now. But anyway, that security was not happy with me.
Are we talking about liquid rules as in strict liquid rules, or are we talking about liquid rules as in they're really loose?
No, I mean like liquid rules as in it's got to be in the Ziploc container, less than 1 ounce or 3 ounces or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No,
I get it. Yeah.
You can't walk through with a bottle of water,
Yeah.
But I think you can walk through with a bottle of ice, but I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, I'm not an adventurous traveler.
Yeah.
I just kind of stick with the plane.
Well,
my sister's friend just flew, and they flew out of Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she made what they call. Have you ever heard of a snackle box?
No, but I imagine I know what it is.
Take a guess.
Is it like a tackle box, but it's full of snacks?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a coworker.
She got through.
Oh, yeah, because it's food, but not the drinks, right?
Well, I kind of thought it had to be in like a closed container, like Ziploc container, but I guess snackle boxes are fine.
Yeah. Well, I've got a coworker that when she travels, she makes little snackle boxes. She doesn't call them that. I'm gonna start calling them that now. But she makes little snackle boxes. I was like, "You got your snackle box?" And she'd be like, "What?"
Yeah. What did you say?
So, what were you? You visiting family in Tennessee?
Yeah, I was visiting family, hanging out with them and all that kind of stuff.
Check in on some of our listeners?
I did. I checked in on several of them.
Yeah.
And, they're all doing well. They're in rare form, My cousin Jimmy, who's been on the show before, Will.
Yeah, he's a star of the show. What's that?
Oh, yeah. He made a prediction last night.
Okay.
We were sitting there at his house, hanging out, just chilling. And he said, cousin, I really think that the last 2 weeks, there's a good omen that we've got right now. And he says, I guarantee you, if we go to this special hole to fish, which is right down the road from my old house, he says, I guarantee you'll catch a trout. And he says, I just feel like it's a sign. Let's go fishing for a few minutes.
Okay.
And guess what we caught?
Did you catch a trout?
I caught a rainbow trout in the first 15 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. Is he like secretly a fish whisperer or something?
Yes. Yeah. They should make a movie about him, and it's the Trout Whisperer, yes.
What would they rate that movie, do you think?
Are we talking about Rotten Tomatoes or like IMDb?
I'm talking about not a rating of 1 through 10. I'm talking about like PG or R.
Oh, man. Probably like NC-17. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It would probably be PG.
Yeah.
Given today's standards.
Probably so.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You see some of those movies that you're like, oh, hey, I can probably play this for the kids or whatever. And it's from the 80s or the 70s or something. And it's rated PG. And then you're like, oh, my goodness, I do not need to. Nope, we're not showing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why it's important you got to preview stuff before you show it.
Yeah.
To younger audiences.
Remind me in a little bit, Will. I'm going to take a picture of the porch that I'm sitting on right now.
Okay.
It's facing the Alabama Air National Guard, the 117th Air Refueling Wing. I can't even speak. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. When I was sitting on a porch, a pretty famous porch this morning.
Yeah. Our listeners need to go check it out because where were you at again?
I was at a Cracker Barrel. My wife decided, she's like, hey, get up, we're going to have breakfast. And so I was like, okay. And so we went over to Cracker Barrel, and I decided to take it upon myself. You know what? I'm going to pop a squat in one of these rockers that they're so famous for. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford one to put on my porch, and maybe I'll have two, and then you can sit in the other one, and we can do our podcasts just right there. And anyway, so I tagged them in an Instagram and Facebook post, and maybe we'll get a response from them.
Well, speaking of the podcast,
by the way,
don't you feel like there is a connection between both porches right now?
Time out.
Okay,
okay, well, now I'm confused because I want to hear what you have to say. I was going to say,
I think.
no,
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead. All right. I was just going to say, take a moment and talk about Cracker Barrel, how, I don't know, we spent probably 20 minutes going through their country store, and there's so many things in there that I want to walk out with. I mean, pay for, you know what I mean? But so many things I'm like, oh, I like this. Or, hey, remember this candy? This, it's like taking walking through a time capsule or something. And I just, their food, it's kind of up and down, but I really, really like their pancakes, the way they make them, and their hash brown casserole I really like. And on Sundays, if you get there during lunch, their lunch special is like their fried chicken, and it's really good.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Speaking of Sunday, I was really excited about coming into Birmingham here because I was trying to find some dinner options because I don't want to eat too late this evening. In Dallas, I've only got 45 minutes connection there. So anyway, I started
unless it gets delayed.
Yeah, and then I started looking at the restaurants here, by zooming in on Google Earth, and I got excited because I saw Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And then I realized it's Sunday.
Man, I always have the biggest cravings for Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm like, oh man, I want breakfast. Oh, there's Chick-fil-A right down there. Oh wait, it's Sunday.
So let's talk about the connection of the porches. Don't you feel like we're kind of connected on our two separate porches right now?
I feel like I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah. Well, why is that?
I don't know. It's
just look down. Look at your shirt.
Look at my shirt. Oh, I forgot. What if I changed shirts?
I know you didn't.
No, I didn't. We're both wearing our Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting Podcast official t-shirts.
Yeah, that will be available on our merch shop very soon.
We don't have a merch shop.
We're working on it.
It's basically going to be, we still haven't hashed this out. I mean, we talk about it, but we haven't come up with concrete plans. But it's going to have to do with our Patreon. We have a Patreon account, and it's going to have to do with, your subscription there and all of that. And we'll send you a t-shirt. But anyway, we'll figure that out, and check our social media stuff because we'll post it on there.
Subscribe, follow us.
Yeah, like, follow, subscribe, all that. Well, hey,
listen. Listen. That's the biggest one. Listen.
Yeah,
just listen.
Yeah, just listen, because we do check our stats a lot, or I check it. No, not a lot. Probably like three or four times a week, and finding out that our 30-minute episodes are not doing as well as far as like how many people are listening.
Yeah,
which surprises me because I thought for sure like a 30-minute episode, everybody'd be like, "Oh, hey, that's perfect," but apparently not.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I've got to say that the security agent, since I had to go back through security a second time, today, they're very nice here. The lead security agent here was going around telling dad jokes.
Yeah. What did he? Can you repeat one?
It was about Elsa. And why did she not have the balloon that was given to her? Because she let it go. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah. I didn't know, the answer to that question. So the other TSA agent that was standing a little more down the way mouthed the answer to me so that I could shout out the answer.
Your sister's going to be disappointed in you.
Why?
Because that's a Disney thing. You should know that. That should have been. That was a softball.
That should have been a clue. Yeah.
Well, hey, we haven't really chatted or recorded a podcast episode, have we? Since we did. I was going to say since I got back from Chicago, but I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We did those two.
We did the shortened 30-minute episode.
Yeah, I guess nobody cared about Chicago or Milwaukee.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They're doing a NASCAR race there today in Chicago.
Yeah.
In the street.
NASCAR, have you ever been to
It's
a
street race. No, really? I haven't. No. Something about just turning left nonstop, kind of, know. I do like the street races they do, though. And going through Chicago, it looks really cool with the, famous skyscrapers in the background and stuff.
Well, they're very loud. Yeah. And, that there's something just awe-inspiring and adrenaline-inducing about hearing those cars start up.
Yeah. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
They don't really sound like that, but...
No, but,
I I don't I don't want to make the noise that they make when a NASCAR starts.
Have you seen?
Because I don't want to get arrested.
Have you seen it? Hey, have you seen that guy, the viral guy that's doing the opening prayer for a NASCAR race? And he just starts getting into it, and
yes,
yes, with the horsepower and the room and I don't know what all he says, but it was pretty cool. That's
the Holy Spirit flowing through those lines.
Yeah, this 1.2 liter, whatever. I don't know anything about engines other than the normal stuff.
Yeah, neither.
I will say, did you hear in the news in Chicago that fountain in Grant Park where the opening thing, or what am I trying to say? The opening introduction to Married with Children, like that's that famous fountain, Love and Marriage.
Oh wow.
Anyway, we went to see it while we were there, and apparently, like a week later, it got vandalized.
Wow.
They the protests or whatever, they put a whole bunch of red dye into it, and they had to drain the whole thing and clean it and all that.
Wow. I totally thought that you were going in the direction of, did you hear on the news about the presidential debate that took place?
I don't think it actually took place. I think that was that was two AI characters that it just made to look like they were real people. Hey, did I tell you about my 4th of July outfit that I No, you didn't send me a picture of it.
Man, I need to, but I'll just kind of explain it for our viewers so that they can kind of get an idea.
So we don't want to burn their eyes too.
Blue tank top, okay? And in the background of this tank top, it was the original American flag, the colony's flag. Yeah. And it said 1776 on it, okay?
Okay.
And then Joe Biden is in the foreground, okay?
Yeah.
And he's got an American flag bandana, and he's got his aviators. And instead of reflective aviators, it's got like American flags in his aviator lenses. And then it said, "Happy 4th of Easter." And he looked very confused.
Oh my goodness. That's terrible. Well, there's fireworks that there was fireworks that were branded, they're all fireworks, but they each have little names, for them. And there was one that said, "Let's go Brandon," and it had his picture on it with his aviators. And
wow, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you, like, the town that I grew up in is very, conservative. Mm-hmm. And I had several people that came up and wanted to take pictures with me at the fireworks festival.
Oh, they did? Did you tell them? Did you tell them, "Hey, listen to Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting podcast, and you'll be on it"?
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you happen to interview anybody on your trip?
Actually, I did not get a chance to.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. In all seriousness, I know we joke around a lot, cut up and carry on, but my sister put it best on her Facebook post. My granny's kind of entering her winter season.
Yeah.
And so she's not doing too well. And so spent a lot of time with her and getting care coordinated and taken care of. So
yeah, I saw her Facebook post today, and I just thought that was the sweetest thing she said about you.
Well, she sent me that picture, and I didn't know she took a picture like that because, I help. We cry.
Yeah.
When we leave, okay, or like when one of us has to go, and so we're a very sympathetic and empathetic family, and leaving's always hard. And so I get in the car and I clean myself up and I'm good. And then I get on my plane and I land in Charlotte, and my sister sends me that picture. And for the viewers, it's a picture of my grandmother waving at the car and like she's blowing a kiss. And so anyway, I'm standing in the jet bridge waiting to get my Valley bag, and I just started bawling.
Somebody cut onions in here. What's going on?
Thank you, Angelica Arthland.
Man. So. Well, did you run into any? Last time we were on the phone together and you were in an airport, there was a guy that overheard us talking about the podcast, and you gave him that keychain with the QR code that didn't work. And he actually wrote in, that one time.
Yeah.
But did you have any interesting passengers on your flights or anything?
Well, that's always a funny story. On my last flight, I met a professor from Florence, South Carolina, and he was flying here to Birmingham so that he could go teach AP pre-calculus teachers and certify them for teaching, that AP pre-calculus. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So we had a pretty long talk, and it was pretty neat.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
AP calculus.
The first flight there wasn't really talking. When you're on a 7:30 flight in the morning, there's a lot of napping.
Did you get any free drinks?
No, but I will be in first class next flight and my Dallas to Tyler flight. So I'm assuming.
But that's basically like you sit the first row. Is that it?
Yes, but here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'll get like an orange juice or an apple juice because my body's a fun sponge.
Instead of a Diet Coke.
Just, some nice cold drink that you'd want to sit, on the porch and drink.
Yeah. It's been so long since we talked. I can't remember if I brought up the last time we recorded that I got a free drink when I flew with Southwest. Yeah. It printed, you don't have to print your boarding passes, but something about having it in my physical hand, makes me feel more comfortable. And so I printed mine off, and it printed one and then printed another. And I was like, why did it print two? It doesn't make sense. And then I looked closer at it, and I was like, oh, it's a free drink coupon. And so checked in my wife, and she got one too. And so got a margarita.
I thought you were going to tell me that the second printout of the ticket was actually your wife's ticket.
No.
And I was like, well.
That's what I was expecting it to be. Oh, that she didn't get one and I was the only one? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, funny story.
Okay.
So, I had to cancel, my trip to the beach. I was going to go to the beach with my sister.
Yeah.
And so, we got to the point where, the day before I felt really bad, but I was like, Angel, I need to stay here with Granny, you guys have this trip. You need to go be with your family. Let me stay here and help, take care of her. And so anyway, we went on Allegiant's website to cancel my ticket.
Okay.
Well, there are 7 tickets that were under that particular itinerary number code, and they wanted to charge us $25 per each ticket to cancel my ticket and then rebook theirs.
Oh.
And it would have been the more expensive price. So I was like, I'm just not going to get on the plane.
Yeah.
So no refund there from Allegiant. So Allegiant, if you want to sponsor the Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting podcast, we're going to have to deny that request. I'm sorry.
You do not email us because it's going to be turned away.
Do not email us because we'll delete that. Anyway, but the funny thing about it is, I'm TSA pre-check.
Yeah. Oh, fancy pants.
On the itinerary, if there's anybody that's under the age of 18, TSA pre-check automatically defaults down to them. So my twin nephews were TSA pre-check there and coming back, and I wasn't even there.
Well, I saw the pictures she took of the Milky Way while she was there.
Beautiful, man.
Well, the funny thing is, or not funny, but ironic thing is that I went to the TJC Planetarium. We took my nephews to go there while they were in town. And so we went up there and we watched their star show thing or whatever. And
you thought she stole that picture from them?
No, but the guy was like, hey, let's take a look at the night sky. And so, it's a night sky and to this time and date. And it showed the Milky Way first. I was like, oh man, it's so pretty, that you could actually see that at some places on Earth. And then she posted that. I was like, oh man, I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah, that island that they went to was really cool. I really wish I would have had the opportunity to see it. I will in the future. I mean, there are certain things that I think are just more important than, going to that at the time. But anyway, really, really, really cool. They got to see fireworks, and there's like a 4-story house that they rented. And at the very top, they had a like observation deck, and they had chairs and stuff out there, and they got to watch fireworks. And they saw like several different cities worth of fireworks, and it was just looked like fireworks were going off all down the coast. She said it was beautiful.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I've always kind of wanted to be in the air during 4th of July or New Year's or something like that to see all the fireworks going on all over the place.
Yeah, and the eclipse I think would have been pretty cool to see from the air.
And they were selling tickets on like they were eclipse planes that were.
Mm-hmm.
But some of that stuff kind of freaks me out. Like, what if an alien plant shows up or something and starts destroying the Earth? And I don't know.
Or what if an electromagnetic event takes place and you're 30,000 feet above the ground?
No, my phone's on airplane mode and I haven't shared it to Facebook yet. Hold on.
Maybe I'll have enough time to upload this photo before we.
Something different about you and me. When you get on a plane and they tell you to put your phone on airplane mode, do you do it?
Should I give an answer for this, or is this a trick question?
No, it's an honest question.
No, I don't. No,
I don't get it. I do. Do you get service?
Yeah.
So
not when you're, I would say it's about the 4,000 to 10,000 mile mark or whatever
foot,
how high you are, feet, I guess, not miles. That'd be
altimeter,
crazy. Outer space, yeah. So anyway, once you get to a certain height, no, you don't, and so you can really drain your battery because it's constantly searching for service. But
right,
I keep service as long as I can.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I'm a rule follower for the most part. When they say put it on airplane mode, I do it. And there's some things that, like my tablet, it doesn't have cellular service on it. It's just Wi-Fi, and I even put it on airplane mode.
Well, I also don't detach my wireless keyboard when they ask us to.
Oh, you are a rebel.
Well, I am, man.
I heard you got a special pilot on one of your legs.
What kind of special pilot? Oh yeah, did you fly with us?
I've not flown with you yet, but I'm probably gonna fly your Dallas to Tyler leg because that's a shorter flight.
Okay. Well, I noticed that there was an A320 that was taking off at the same time as us, and they were like trying to have a race, and I wondered if that was you.
I will say so. In case our listeners don't know, we talked earlier about me flying on my flight sim, being the pilot for Ryan's flight, and how, planes might be at some point going to where the pilot is on the ground while the plane is in the air.
Yeah.
And,
can we take a step back real quick before you jump into this? And let me say this, for those that have not listened to earlier podcasts, I've tried to fly an A320 on Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Will, I have to say that I would trust you more behind the wheel of the plane than I do myself.
Now, I will say there's sometimes when I fly those jumbo jets like that I feel sorry for the passengers inside. They're probably writing complaint letters, and that's a terrible thing. But it's like, hey, did you walk away from? Well, maybe not walk away, but are you still alive after we landed?
Yeah.
Hey,
if they have any kind of complaints that they need to file, if they would just call 1-800-ALLEGIANCE, I would appreciate it.
That's the pilot. Yeah, I was thinking about popping up my flight sim. I haven't flown in quite a while on there, so I was going to do that. Might be flying through some... So are you
actually going to buy the Embraer 170 or no?
No, I don't know. I'll probably just fly the 319 or the 737.
Oh.
Or 747. Yeah. Take it to Tyler. I don't know if that runway's big enough, but we'll find out. You think it'll be a full flight? I need to get the weight.
Actually, I think the 747 would be fine because if they land those C-17s in Tyler, surely the 747 could land there.
Yeah. Do they land a C-17 in Tyler?
Yeah, for the air show.
Oh, I didn't know they had one in.
I guess, and then the Loadmaster.
I don't know what it's called.
I can tell you that it has a really long wingspan and there are 4 engines on it.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
Are they propellers?
No, they're jets.
They're jets? Wow.
Well, what else has been going on in Will's world?
Well, the chimney saga. Do you want to go into that?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Well, they started last Monday. They actually, they were supposed to start. No, it wasn't last Monday. Hold on. Let me get my facts straight here. They were supposed to start the previous Thursday, but they the chimney requires a manufactured piece that's custom made, and they didn't realize that beforehand. So it's whatever, not a big deal. And then the following week, they came in last week on Tuesday, and they started taking all the shingles off and putting everything up. And because it's so hot right now that well, it's not hot right now, but it was hot then. They had to take so many breaks and everything, so it was an all-day affair. Like, they showed up about 5:45 in the morning, and they last car, whatever, pulled out from my house at like 9:30 at night. So those guys were working hard and everything. And then, so they're coming back to do my chimney tomorrow. They're supposed to finish up doing the chimney, doing the woodwork and all that stuff with it. But there's this hurricane that's coming in. So we'll see if they actually are able to get it done before this hurricane comes.
Do you have a welcome sign for the hurricane, like welcome Hurricane Beryl?
I don't, because I didn't really know how to spell Beryl. Is it Beryl? I know it's Beryl.
I think it's YL. Yeah.
But I don't. But I'm thankful that it's not coming in as a Category 5 since it's hitting Texas. Yeah. And
so what time
hitting anywhere? But
so what else do they have left to do to your roof?
That's it. They just have to do that. I also got to get my patio cover figured out. We got to figure out what we're going to do with our patio. And I will say the company I'm using to do the roof has done a really good job of communicating and just being real informative and letting me know what's going on and being helpful to make decisions and all that stuff.
So 1 bite review, good recommendation, bad recommendation.
Oh, great recommendation.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
I probably did like a 8.3.
Okay.
That's a solid score.
So if Goodfellas Roofing is listening to this podcast and they would like to sponsor this podcast, you can email us and we would read your email.
Podcast@gmail.com. By the way, the listener we were talking about earlier that you met in DFW, there's Eric. So maybe Eric will be there.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'll say this, if you're listening, you're like 8.3, that's not all that great or whatever. You don't understand the system. So Portnoy system. Yeah.
An 8.3, an 8 or higher is something that you would absolutely go back to.
Dom of the year.
You go out of your way to go there.
Yeah. You definitely go out of your way to go there.
Nobody really gets a 10 because nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah, nobody's perfect. Speaking of pizza, real quick, I'm gonna make a Chicago tavern style again this week, and gonna try to perfect my craft a little bit. Unfortunately, in my trip to Chicago, I still didn't get to try Crust Fund Pizza. Have you heard of that? Do you know what Crust Fund Pizza is?
Yeah, you told me about it. Yeah. Guy runs it out of his apartment, and you have to pre-order and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's you don't really pay him. You pay a charity of your choice or whatever, and then you show proof that you donated so much money to him or whatever, and then he it's kind of like a lottery. You get picked, and he gives you a pizza, and you have to show up in his alleyway to pick up the pizza. It's kind of creepy, but anyway, his pizza I've heard is phenomenal as far as like Chicago tavern style goes.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised that Portnoy hasn't tried his pizza yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, you would think something like that he would do it. They're doing a pizza festival in September. If we weren't educators, it'd be great for us to go, but that's a terrible time to do it. But he's doing a fundraiser for a pizza joint that he went to in New Jersey, I think, that had burned down.
Yeah.
And so he's raising funds for them to help rebuild it.
Oh, wow.
So that's what he does for small business, Your shirt size is 6'2". I can't get it right. Your shirt
six
sizes too small.
Blah, 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 blah.
Let me be clear. Get off my sidewalk.
I'm sure that people are looking at me weird for doing that noise out loud here. I'm not doing it again.
Okay. So, hey, are we, so our last couple episodes, we only did a half hour. Are we shooting for that again on this one, or are we going to go full hour?
Well, we're already at 45 minutes, so.
I mean, we're at 37, but.
Oh, are we? Oh,
yeah.
That's right, because we started the phone call beforehand.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting, yeah. We could do a segment where, we continue talking, and I kind of tell you random things about the airport as I walk.
Should we do this like David Letterman when he would call into that one little corner store or whatever?
Oh, gosh. And do those random weird orders.
Yeah, or no, not that, but the guy that is like a newsstand or something, or no, it was a convenience store, a small convenience store.
It was a sandwich, and it had a sandwich shop in it.
Okay, yeah, sure. And then he would like, hey, tell him to do this, or can you get him to do this for me? And
I don't know that people would do that.
Yeah.
So hold on. Well,
yeah.
Give me just 1 second.
Okay, I'll give you 1
You're
second.
gonna have to fill time here because I need to take a picture of our porch.
Okay, take a picture of the porch. I'll kill time. Funny thing is, it's already it's kind of raining on the porch today, and it's actually for July. I'm going to tell you what. For July so far, this has been a very, very nice July, which means that August is just going to beat the crap out of us with the heat and humidity.
Yeah. Well, and when I got off the plane in Tennessee, it's always cooler. But when I got off the plane, I thought I was still in Texas.
Yeah. Well, even when I came back from Chicago, I was like, okay, well, it kind of feels the same, which for Texas is actually nice. You know?
Okay, first random thing that I see here. Yeah. In the Birmingham airport is by gate B5, and it's a Happy Socks vending machine.
So it's just socks?
Yeah, it's just socks. It's a vending machine that sells socks. I'm walking up to it right now, and it's got hamburger and hot dog and avocado socks.
Ooh, avocado
These are packs,
socks.
Okay.
Okay.
They've got a Disney Happy Socks edition, which my sister would love.
Yeah.
They've got
that's so sweet that you're going to buy those for her.
No, thank you. They've got a fruit one. They've got a dog one.
Okay.
There's a neon green dog on the dog one. And then there is the Beatles.
Okay.
Happy socks.
High cut, low cut, no show. What kind of socks are they?
No, they're the dress socks. Oh, okay. But
All right.
The Beatles limited edition box with 3 pairs of socks.
Yeah. And how much are they?
Is $54.
For how many socks?
3 pairs of socks.
3 pairs of socks, and they're $54.
Yeah.
Oh my good. I could buy a pair of Hey Dudes for that much.
Yeah. There is also a Build-A-Bear workshop vending machine.
Okay. How much
to
Build-A-Bear?
And I can't tell you it's out of service.
I was going to ask, the next question was, can you record something and put it in,
Yeah.
That way when you squeeze the bear, you'd be like, hey! Or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the lowest cost socks in the Happy Socks vending machine was like $40.
Oh man, that's for 3 pairs. So, that's way too much.
Yeah. So since they're making so much money, if anybody from Happy Socks is listening to this podcast and would like to sponsor this podcast,
can we put our logo on your socks?
Send us an email. Podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Do you think that there is anybody that is listening to our podcast that has seen our shirts or my car decal or something, and they came across our podcast?
I don't know. I do know that, I have a cousin that was able to start listening to the podcast and not even know it was us.
Right. But still, I mean, that was kind of on, through social media too. But I'm just saying, like, out in the open, somebody saw the back of our shirt and is like, "Oh, podcast! Hey, I want to check that out and listen to." If you're listening to this podcast and you saw our T-shirt, send us an email and we'll send you a T-shirt for free. Yeah.
Hey, well, ask me if my plane's here yet.
Is your plane here yet?
No.
They're probably gonna.
It's not.
They're probably gonna delay it.
They better not.
Should I?
I'll jump on one of these Southwest or Delta flights.
What's your flight number?
I can't remember.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, wait, you texted it to me. You probably don't want to say it on this podcast. Well, it doesn't matter. It's after the fact. It's not like this is live.
It might not be by the time I get there.
Yeah, true.
If you're, if it's being posted,
Yeah.
There is a fisherman statue by Frank Fleming in 1992.
Yeah.
And it's
real quick, are you flying United or American?
Answer that question. I think you know.
It's Envoy, actually.
I will not fly.
Your flight is departing DFW in 31 minutes.
Okay.
Would you like me to bring it to you?
Let me explain this picture. No.
Okay. So far, it's on time. Let me explain
the statue.
Yeah.
It's a stump with a lizard crawling up it, and then there's a frog on the side, and then there is an old wooden, like whiskey barrel wash basin, and there's a man standing in it with a cane fishing pole, and there's catfish jumping out of the bucket, and then the man's not really a man; he's got a head of a dog.
Okay.
There is a Chick-fil-A here. It's closed.
Oh, why are they closed?
It must be because it's Sunday.
Yeah, it probably is. Hey, what? Hey, what time is it? No, not exactly what time is it, but what's today and what time of day is it?
It's afternoon, Sunday afternoon.
It is afternoon,
and unfortunately,
I just hit my stand harp.
I don't think they would support our podcast because we do it on Sunday afternoons, and they're closed. Yeah,
you're probably right. They're like, hey, it's a good concept, but it's a terrible time of day. How dare you?
So
but it actually is a Sunday afternoon. And you know what? Somebody, we had a listener comment on our Facebook post that I posted today at Cracker Barrel and had noticed, hey, your episode today, it's not out yet. Are y'all going to put one out? And I said, don't worry about it. We're going to, record one and we'll have it up probably this evening.
So, Hudson Markets, those little stores that they have in all the airports.
Oh, say it one more time.
The Hudson Markets.
Oh, yeah.
That they have in all the airports.
Yeah.
This one's called Sweet Home Alabama because we're in Alabama.
How did they come up with that?
It's very original. We've got a Starbucks. There's another Hudson Market, and this one's called Magic City Market.
Now, is that the one that you... is it where you can walk through and you don't have to pay? Like you just pick up stuff and walk out?
I have not seen one of those at all at this airport.
Okay. So they're not with the
Ask me what airlines this airport services.
What airlines does this airport service?
United, American, Southwest, and Delta. Ask me if it services Allegiant.
Does it service Allegiant?
No, thank goodness.
Is Allegiant, is that like a Spirit?
Yeah, like out of the super low economy airlines, Allegiant is probably the top tier.
Yeah.
Out of those super economy ones. So, but the lowest cost carrier here, I guess, would be considered Southwest.
Gotcha. And they're pretty. I mean, they used to be pretty good. You know that Southwest is starting to talk about selling like tiered seats.
Yeah,
like first class and stuff like that. I'm against it.
Why?
Because it's I don't know. I kind of
because you like their boarding processes.
Well, I mean, it would be nice to like purchase my seat, but I kind of like that everybody's the same. I don't know.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
there's pros and cons to it. I just don't want. I feel like their prices are kind of reasonable where they are in some aspects, and I don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it sounds like it's going broke, so they're trying to fix it.
So, what are your thoughts on having flight information on a board, but it's actually like different flight numbers with different airlines that like cycle through? You know what I'm saying? Like it could be American Airlines flight 3434, but it's also Japan Airlines flight 6272 or 7291. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so it's like City Atlanta, WestJet flight 6712.
Okay.
Delta 3164.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same flight.
Yeah.
But different numbers, different airlines.
Okay.
but like you would get on a Delta plane. That's very confusing to me.
Yeah. I guess so. I don't follow.
Okay, so you've got a plane.
Oh, wait.
sitting at the gate.
Hold on. Circle back around and start at the beginning.
Okay, so you've got an airplane that comes in, and it is in a Delta airline flight. Okay, and when you walk to the departure board, like I expect to walk up and see Delta flight 3434.
Okay.
But when you're looking at it, it'll cycle over and show a logo of WestJet Airlines, and it might be flight 7291. I find that very confusing.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have different, flight names and numbers?
What? Yeah, I don't know. And also, it's like, why are we calling this flight? Like, okay, so let's say that you're flying American Airlines flight number 3314, and it's like, okay, so that flight is from Birmingham to Dallas, and they're like, no, not until it gets to Birmingham. Until then, it's that flight is, I don't know. Why don't we just call them by the tail numbers? Hey, you're getting on this plane.
Yeah. See, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
One vehicle. Now, it would get very confusing if that plane broke down and it changed.
True. Like what happened to us in Chicago.
I like the mentality there. Yeah.
No, the last time I flew American, we were trying to leave Orlando, and actually the last two times I flew American, we were trying to leave Orlando, and the first time I was with a group of middle schoolers, and there was about 50 of us, and we got, Orlando Airport's just terrible. Their security is TSA, like they take forever, and they'd split us up like
the layout.
Yeah, they split us up like 5 or 6 different ways. I got through security in like 15 minutes, but we had kids that took an hour and a half to get through it. Instead of trying to keep us all together, they split us up. And then, thankfully, our flight was delayed because of a storm coming in at this point. But anyway, it got delayed 2.5 hours or something. We finally got on flight, came home, whatever. Well, next time I flew out of that airport, security was a little bit better. But as our plane was coming in, they had a bird strike on the wing, and they said, okay, our flight's delayed. It's like, okay, and then they delayed it again, and then they delayed it again. And then they came out and said, nope, it's canceled. So they gave us a hotel voucher and a meal voucher. So we left the airport, found a hotel, got in, slept for like 2 hours, and then had to get back to the airport. And as we're there about to get on our plane, we got a text saying, oh, hey, your direct flight from Orlando to... Was that you?
No.
Did you not hear that?
No.
I swear I just heard a smoke detector chirp.
Oh, no. I know what it is. Now there's a guy walking down the hallway and his shoes are squeaking.
It sounded just like the chirp.
Yeah. I'm picking up on it now. Can you hear it? Listen.
No, I didn't hear it. Yeah, I can.
Okay, well...
I kind of.
Do you want me to go follow him?
Yeah, go follow him real quick. Sorry.
Sir, could you squeak your shoes one more time, please?
Anyway, as we're sitting there, 10 minutes about to board our flight, and I got a text that said, oh, no. Our flight got canceled from Orlando to Dallas. And so they rebooked us a flight from Orlando to Chicago and then Chicago to Dallas. Well, before we even got on the plane to Orlando, our flight from Chicago to Dallas had been canceled. And so I had to scramble real quick before we got on there to get us booked, whatever. It was a hassle coming home. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm not going to use American. I'm going to use United. And, it's pretty much the same.
Well, it is just the thing you have to deal with. I don't care who it is or what airline you're flying, you're going to have to deal with stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Every vacation is going to have its hiccups when with travel. Either
I've just
traffic
had more
jam
hiccups
or
with United than I
cancellations.
have United.
Yeah.
Less hiccups with American than United. If anybody is from American Airlines is listening, if you'd like to sponsor this podcast, and I'm talking about American or its affiliates, Envoy Air, Piedmont Airlines, Mesa Airlines,
or United or Southwest. Whichever one. Hey, hold on. Whichever one responds first to us, no matter how long it takes, we'll
have the official sponsor.
We'll exclusively use their airline.
I can't do that.
No, we're going to. Sorry, but I've already said it. It's already happening.
They don't fly to the airport in Tennessee that I need to get to. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Did we talk about your Facebook post that you shared on our page?
No, we didn't. But congratulations. Well, do you want to offer the congratulations because you're the one that posted it? And
I didn't post
very happy that
did not
that
post
you stepped out of your comfort zone.
Look, I'll be a good sport, and I will say congratulations. It was well earned. It was a great series. Both teams making it to the finals for the first time, and both teams had a great year. Look, Tennessee was ranked number one almost all year. A&M was ranked number one for a couple of weeks. And look, A&M came out and punched them in the mouth in the first game, and then the second game, it was close till towards the end. I did not like Schlossnagel's plan during game 2. And I think that kind of screwed them over for game 3. And look, Tennessee came out and jumped to an early lead, and give it up to A&M for fighting back and not giving up. When they were down multi runs in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, and I have to say congratulations to the University of Tennessee for being able to maintain his employment going forward. So because I know A&M was basically writing a blank check for that coach. So. Congratulations on the national championship to the Tennessee Vols.
I don't know if we have enough time to talk about Schlossnagel and what's been going on with him leaving A&M for Texas during this episode, but I'm gonna preface it and say this. I don't have a problem with him leaving. I have a problem with what he said to that reporter, because he sat there and just trashed on that reporter, and then what ends up happening, he leaves anyway. And I think everybody kind of knew it, but it's not so much that you left A&M to go to a rival school. But man, you know what?
Well, it's kind of like
credit to A&M's athletic director. He went out and got the coach that the players wanted. And so all those players that entered the transfer portal ended up staying at A&M anyway.
Yeah. Well, and here's the deal, man. That reporter situation was kind of like watching a press release from the White House. I mean, just this trash being thrown all over the place. So, what do you expect in this political climate right now?
Yeah, especially in the past 8 years.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially, saying that you just had one bad night. You know what I mean?
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, but I'm not going to go there. We'll stay out of politics.
Yeah. We could go into it, but we're not. Because what?
We're gonna let's rise above Will.
Our afternoon porch sitting podcast, like, we can talk about it, and you and I have talked about it, where we're both, respectful of each other's opinions and everything. And there's just, we don't want our social media posts and everything to start turning into that, and then we get all sorts of fighting and bickering, and there's enough of that in this world. And
and I think our conjecture that we have amongst one another with it is very positive, and it's just good spirited. It's never anything where like it's been detrimental to our friendship or to the viewership. We just it's brain farts.
Yeah, it totally is. It really, really is.
Anywho, well, good deal. Yeah. Well, what do you think? Everything else going good?
Man, everything's going great. I'm preparing for my my friend's upcoming surgery that he's got coming up.
Yeah.
And
I've got my 4 hours blocked for Thursday this week because I've got to have a heart and lung clearance, and apparently that takes 2 hours, and then I've got a 2-hour class that I have to take on the surgery.
Did you say a heartworm clearance?
Heart and lung.
Oh, heart and lung. I was like, they're worried that you have heartworms?
No, that would be very disheartening.
Yeah.
And discouraging.
Yeah. Well, I need to. I also need to get in contact with the hospital to approve our sound equipment being in there. I don't want it to mess up your IV machine or heart monitor or whatever.
No doubt. Well, Will, how do you feel? I mean, do you feel like this has been a pretty good episode?
This has been interesting.
Pretty good about it.
It's been so weird recording an episode without you right here. We can't see each other's visual cues because we're talking on the phone. No. But
we can't re-record the exit. I feel like we've only got one shot to get this right.
Oh no, I don't have.
Do you have the exit mute?
I don't have the music queued up.
Well, here's the deal.
I'll add it in there, but,
you can just
I'm not worried about the music. I'm worried about my saying. What if I mess it up?
Okay. Well, you want to try it out and see?
Well, I it's been a good one this week, and if we mess up this ending, it's going to be our one shot ending, and we'll just finish it.
Let's see if I can remember it. Are you ready? Here we go.
All right.
As the sun sets on another Sunday afternoon porch sitting, we appreciate you sharing in this laid back journey with us.
Until next time, stay relaxed and enjoy the simple moments.